Oh man, so today is the start of the double murder case for YNW MELLY of his two friends YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser. A crazy situation. Now, the opening arguments was given by the defense and the prosecution. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is one of the most unique cases that you're gonna see in a long time because there are no snitches in this, basically. There's really no snitches, but the state is going to be leaning on forensic science and technology to go ahead and get their conviction. And also lean towards the death penalty for YNW MELLY. So what I'm going to do is give y'all a basic rundown of the opening arguments from the prosecution and the defense. You got me, now follow me, smash the like button and subscribe if you're new to my channel, and turn on the notification bell for more updates on my channel just like this one right here. Okay, so bet, long story short, what the prosecution is saying is this will happen. By the way, all this shit happen in areas that I frequent all the time. I'm in South Florida, so I know these exact areas. YNW Bortland pulled up to a hospital like West Miramar. It was him and two of his friends in the car, YNW Juvie and Sack Chaser. Both of them was in the car, and he came to say, listen, my two friends got shot up. We got hit up in a drive-by. He told the folks that they had just came from a studio session, and on their way home, as they were getting off of I-75, on the Miramar exit, when they was getting close to Dykes Road. If you guys do not know what Dykes Road is, like 160th. In between 160th and 172nd, they were hit up in a drive-by. They then went right to the hospital. The detectives went from 160th all the way to 184th to see if they seen any evidence of a drive-by. They didn't see any tire screeching, any shell casings, no nothing. It wasn't no damn drive-by, so they was lying about a drive-by based on the evidence that was provided due to the investigation by the detectives. So the detectives went to see, okay, you guys say you went in a drive-by. They wanted to see where you were to see who possibly had followed you from the drive-by. When going to do that, they seen that it was more than just them three in the car. They seen YNW MELLY in the car as well. In position in the car, he was in the back left passenger seat. Bortland was driving, Juvie was in the back right, and Sack Chaser was in the front right. So they see that MELLY was in the car, and after a lot of investigation, they seen that with the cell phone towers, when the shooting may have happened, MELLY had to still be inside that car. So that throws people off like crazy. Now, based on what they're saying with the cell phone records, all the technology, the ballistic from the shell cases that were found inside of the car from a .40 caliber pistol, these two dudes received headshots from inside of the car. The guy sitting in the front seat received a headshot from inside of the car, from his temple out into front of him. The guy in the back seat got a headshot from his jaw out this way. So both of the shots came from this direction, and they found a shell casing from inside the car. So based on that evidence and the cell phone towers, it shows that these dudes were shot from within the car. Those are the fatal gunshot wounds. And it looks like these guys drove around and they made it to the tip of the Everglades. If you take Pines or Pembroke Road all the way out, you ain't gonna run into nothing else over here in South Florida. You're gonna run into the goddamn Everglades. They found a dark area close around there, and that's when they got out and staged the drive-by. They shot the car up from the right passenger side, and that's how the guys got more gunshot wounds, and the car also got rid of the bullets. But based on the forensic evidence, it shows that those wounds were post-mortem injuries. Then the cell phone records show that while MELLY's still over there in that area, he FaceTimes his girlfriend and tells his girlfriend that, hey, my homie just got shot in the drive-by. We was in the drive-by. Woody woody woo. They screaming, they going crazy like, oh no, woody woody woo. So then MELLY sends his location to Fredo Bangs, of all people. He sent his location to Fredo Bang to come pick him up. He sent his location twice to him in kind of the same area. Fredo come and pick him up, and then MELLY's gone.
And Chris Thomas are dead. So what you're also going to find out is while Mr. Devins is out there on the side of the road, 4 in the morning, 4:42 specifically, he sends a drop pin, digital homing beacon, to his current location to one of his friends, Frederick Givens. Frederick Givens is also involved in the music industry, and he asked to be picked up. Frederick Givens then, about 11 minutes later, is sent another drop pin where Mr. Devins has moved a couple of meters.
And that's when Bortland goes to the hospital. I don't know how he changed his clothes in that meantime, but he ends up at the hospital, and that's that. Now, after linking and confirming that his Instagram account and the cell phone is his, and he had a cell phone that night based on their evidence that they collected, that's what they're saying. They're saying that someone hit MELLY up After the shooting started to go viral, the news started being known that he was within the shooting. Someone hit him up saying, "Hey, you good?" And he responded. This is what they're saying. He responded saying, "I did that." Shh.
Summary, the last thing I want to tell you that the evidence will show is that in the Instagram, because the defendant had a moderate social media following at the time of these events, people are reaching out to him. Some fans, some friends, some associates. You'll see on October 26th, after about 8 a.m. in the morning, Eastern time, multiple messages are coming in. Messages are coming in from individuals checking to see if he's okay, if he's been injured in this drive-by. If it's true that Anthony Williams, who's also sometimes referred to as Sack, and Chris Thomas, who is referred to as Juvie, are really dead. One individual, and specifically, sends out, and I want to quote the message exactly that you will hear, and says, right after this, "Yo, homie, you good? Let me know something." And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is where context matters. What does that mean? If you work at Google and you say, "My whole floor is coding," that's a good thing. If you work at Broward General Hospital and you say, "My whole floor is coding," that is a bad thing. The context around the messages matters. So in the context of this message, this individual is reaching out, asking if Mr. Demons is good, after he's been tagged in multiple social media posts about this drive-through, this shooting. And Mr. Demons responds very succinctly, "I did that." Shh. Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of the evidence, the state is confident that you will find the defendant guilty as charged of the first-degree murder of Christopher Thomas and Anthony Williams. Thank you.
Bro, if that is pushed the right way in court, that boy cooked. That boy cooked. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the defense side, but usually sometimes the defense is convincing enough to throw me off, and I'll be like, okay, I see both sides, but let's see if y'all feel this way after I go over the defense side. So what the defense is doing, basically trying their best to discredit the investigation, saying it was a bad investigation. Because the detectives, the investigation, they have no real witnesses, except they're leaning on technology and forensic data and analysis to go ahead and make the convention based on ballistic tests and all those things. That's just what they're leaning on. But the defense is saying it's all shoddy, it's bad, and they didn't find any other leads, and they have a hard on for Melly because he is popular. Anybody else that they heard that possibly had something to do with it, they asked him a couple questions, and when people gave them an easy answer, they said, all right, whatever. They kept it pushing. The defense's point is these are Melly's best friends. Why would he kill his best friends? They have no motive. The prosecution, they actually don't have any motive. They're just leaning on strictly evidence. Evidence. Once again, this means no one's snitching. No one's snitching. Now, once again, the defense is trying to establish that it was a bad investigation, and anyone else that was possibly the actual suspects, they weren't vetted the right way. They weren't investigated the right way, such as they used Portland for an example. They said that the man pulled up with a change of clothes and he was lying about what happened, and they proved that he was lying. They were like, okay, this dude was actually in the car with the 3 guys, showed over 2 dead bodies. Why isn't he a suspect? They actually called him a victim.
His lies, those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 dead bodies, car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, gunpowder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
The defense noted other people that possibly could have been suspects. Say, for instance, this one dude named Robert Colbert, who created an Instagram account, and this Instagram account said, we killed 2 of your friends. And when the guy was questioned by the defense attorneys, he said that he didn't write that, but he indeed sold the account for $20 to someone else, and he don't remember who he sold the account to.
Then there's Robert Colbert. Who is he? He is a gentleman that owns a social media account by the name of Backwards. This social media account, almost immediately, within days after these murders, posts this message: LOL, we killed 2 of your niggas. Oh, really? Took him 7 months to go and talk to Mr. Colbert, the owner of this account, that posts what amounts to an unequivocal confession to involvement in that murder, in those murders. 7 months. Why? Moretti already had his guy. And when they go and talk to Mr. Colburn, what does he say? He said, oh, I created that account and I sold it for $20 to somebody else. Who'd you sell it to? Oh, I can't remember. Were you at the murder scene? No. Did you do it? No. Case closed. That's it. No more investigation. It would occur to a reasonable person, let alone a seasoned investigator acting in good faith. Why would somebody buy an Instagram account when you can create one for free on your own?
So it sounded like to me that was some goddamn Instagram trolls. But the defense is trying their best to put some reasonable doubt in there, saying that this is a bad investigation and everything and that like that. You know, that's what they're trying to say. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I know it's a lot of Melly fans that may be searching this video just trying to see what's up, what happened, and hoping there's going to be some things that's going to lean in his direction for him to get off. It depends on the jurors and how much they believe in forensic science, ballistics. It's going to depend on how well that they can go ahead and determine that. Because based on the evidence that's provided on the defense end, it's not much that they could do to prove an alternative timeline, an alternative theory. They don't have that much evidence to prove that he didn't do it. It looks like they're going to try to prove that Melly's cell phone wasn't in his possession. He wasn't sending out certain messages. Someone else possibly had a cell phone. Looks like they're going to try their best to say possibly Bortland is the one who did everything and he's mastermind or some shit. Other than that, the evidence doesn't look too well for Melly. It don't. It just doesn't. But despite being on the trial, Melly is still loved. You got people like Boosie at the trial showing him support and shit like that. And off the record from this trial, just thinking about just the motive. I remember J Hood, O-Block J Hood, he does YouTube and he also was cool with King Von. He said that the only argument that he ever had with King Von was discussing YNW MELLY killing his 2 friends. And he said the reason why he did it was because he was being extorted by his friends. That's the reason that King Von was saying. Check out J Hood say this real quick.
I was posting on my Instagram and I was like, man, any nigga that fuck with this nigga, I did this strictly because I knew Von was gonna see for real. I did it strictly because I knew he was gonna see. That's just how I did it. I'm like, man, any nigga that's fucking with a nigga who killed their 2 homies, man, I can't fuck with them. So Von was mad. He obviously knew I was talking about him. For what the fuck, I think he texted my phone. He hood your bitch ass. You always running your mouth about some shit. Who out the bam? Folks, you know me. Like I don't y'all be scared of niggas. I ain't no nigga. I'm not finna text back and forth no nigga. I call folks quick and say like, folks, who the fuck is you talking to, nigga? And we started conversing and walked the bam. And long story short was, folks, he said it but not trying to say it. He ended up telling me that yeah, he killed his homies, but he killed them because they was extorting him. Y'all heard what I just said? This nigga did kill his 2 homies, but he killed his 2 homies because they was extorting him. How in the fuck?
Dude has confirmed what other people has confirmed in the past about possible King Von's murders that he committed himself. So J Hood and King Von has some type of relationship that he gets some information from him, and that was pretty random. I don't think that he would randomly say that, so I think he may be telling the truth about that. But that's nothing that could be used in court at all. But if you guys have any question about possible motives, that's a possible motive, even though it is hearsay. That's hearsay. But man, one thing we never gonna know the truth about a situation. That's one thing with all these trials. You will never know the exact truth because people just can't tell them. They just can't tell them. It's all about what you can prove to the jury, and the evidence is kind of interesting. As of now, on Long Crime Network, they are showing the full trial. If you guys want to check it out, go over there and check that thing out. I will be giving you guys updates based on interesting things that I see because, you know, I'm interested in this shit now. So I'm going to share my interests on my channel, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Do y'all think Melly did it? Or do y'all think he did not do it and he should be free? And if you think he did not do it, then who do you think actually did it? Based on the evidence that you've heard? Or do you think they're just straight up lying? Let me know what y'all think, man. But I'm gonna get up out of here, Doja Boy Station. I fuck with you the reason why, because you fucks with me. Hey, I'm out.
I'm trying to stay safe, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to even get hit. I'm scared, you know what I'm saying, for my life out there. And from College Road, I don't know what caused, which way it went, you know what I'm saying? Nothing.
Do you have the description of the car?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't see anything. Like, I was.
Here's the hard part, what we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area, and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walking out. They didn't find as much as one shell casing. They didn't find one piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up. And it's hard.
Well, I'm telling you, bro, that's like it.
I mean, for whatever reason, your two friends died. Are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are
These your two, I'm assuming close friends.
Yeah,
And you're doing them an inservice by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth, sir. I don't like. What do you want?
How do you make shell cases disappear?
I don't know. I cannot tell you about a shell case, and I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about this shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be worried about it. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about,
Shit crazy, bro.
but if you tell me it happened there, there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here from when you guys opened the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got shot out. There's going to be casings from the people shooting at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now, there's nothing. Okay, now, I kind of think I know what happened because I got information that something else happened on the east side of the city.